Hello. Hi. Trade review. Wait. Wait for the drop. I need to lower the time a bit. Alright. Hey everyone, trade review time. I need to reduce the time of this drop, otherwise it's endless. Okay. Now what you see here is was a dream trade. Now you're going to see that I didn't hold for 260 points, but maybe I should have. But I did have this entry. Yeah, I want to show you why. I took it, and to the surprise of a lot of trader friends, and it is basically one of my best entries of the year. And I did take some losses today, so with this I recovered and went into profits for the day. But I did attempt this long a couple of times and failed. So full disclosure, I'm not a god yet. So I want to show you what I did. We'll just go through the day and talk about two trades that I took. And this is NFP days. Today was NFP days. So we started London because I do trade the London session. Let me see what I can reconstruct. So I woke up London around 8 o'clock my time, and I always try to wait. So usually 2 a.m. there's two things can happen at 2 a.m. There's the big push that will create the low of the 4-hour candle. Now, if you guys have been following my statistical journey, you know that I found out that a lot of the times, hundreds of times over the course of past 10 years and more, many times the low of the 4-hour candle is put in exactly at 2 or in the first 10 minutes. So when I arrive at the charts, I always check, is there a possibility that we're going to push up now? And so I projected. Can I show you the 4-hour chart at this time? I don't want to mess up maybe I should though, to show you the shape of how the 4-hour candle would look at the end. Yeah, maybe let's do it. So let's retrace to here, and I show you, yes, so this was the previous 4-hour candle. If you would expect that we would have a down move, a manipulation down before the expansion, I would expect that we would hit this quantile level first and then revert. But we didn't, and often, 25% of the times, apparently, according to the statistics, we don't. So by looking just at the 5-minute chart here, I saw that we opened the candle. See the open of the 2 to 6 candle, we did come down. If you look at the structure, there's a breaker here, or this has many names, but this is it's a structure that once broken to the upside can provide support. And if it does, it's a violent support. So here you see it happening. There was a BPR, 1 hour BPR, see a V-shaped recovery over the course of 1 hour. You could see it on the 1 hour chart. And here's this Asia low, previous day low. So what we dipped below previous day low. We came back up. We closed above these up close candles. Then we attempted to continue. We created at the top, but this was the tip for the market structure that we had sort of equalized at the top. And this was my bias, the bias that we would continue to the upside. So I was actually looking at this in the minutes. So let's see if I can find it. There you go. See it with a bit more detail. I did take this trade. So there was another hint. If you look at the market structure, you see we broke to the upside, the green line. So we created a zone that hasn't mitigated 50% yet. And the last down move before we break above this level is a so-called SNDR, so the area responsible for pushing price above it. We had already done a sort of the double bottom here, so this area had been already shown a willingness to move price higher. So we went up, broke down, then we get close to the London Open, to the London session. So what do we do here? This is why I decided to enter, and it was this mechanic. We are in a SNDR, area responsible for breaking structure. So there is a willingness of entities here willing to push price up. Okay, so and at this point, so it's the level of the breaker. There's a level of liquidity. So this week, we come down, do a double bottom or a flip, and we cannot breach the bottom of this zone, and then we move up. What time is it? It's a few minutes past 2. So I entered with a stop buy once we broke above this level, and I held until there for 31 points. So this was my first win of London. Then I was trying to gauge and understand if we would continue to the upside or not. And in the end, if you look the clearest view, you can see it from the 5-minute candles. If you get sucked into the 15 seconds, the 1-minute candles, sometimes you lose the sight of what's happening. At one point, we were psyched that price would turn bearish. Then if you zoomed out and look at the 5-minute, actually it was clear. We did so-called swing breakout sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We came down 2 times. And if you look at this inversion, so here is this, there was a strong move to the downside with no upward counterpart. Then we broke it to the upside. So we inverted this momentum to the downside with the same leg to the upside, create a BPR or an inverted fair value gap. And if you see when you come back with 5 minutes, we cannot breach this with bodies. So we do breach the 50%, which sometimes can be scary, and we do it for 15 minutes. And then in the end, you had your confirmation here that this area was holding, and we even got a retest. So your last moment to enter here and have a nice long would have been 445. And this would have been a run. If you held until the statistical expansion level, entering on the retouch here would be 56. I did not take this, but with hindsight, and if you had the right read, you could have held. So if you used my statistical levels, which you soon will have access to, you would have said, okay, we missed Q1, but we're long, but our projection is that the 4-hour candle between 2 to 6 will expand to the upside, and you could have held it until at least Q1. And we can keep going. Oh, now we're skipping 1 minute by 1 minute, so maybe because might take a bit too long, so let's just let it all go. Okay, so then the next part I want to talk about is the double bottom at origin. That's the golden standard for incredibly violent runs with no retracement. That's the setup I'm almost looking for, and it does happen every session. It does happen, but you have to be keen to catch it and be very flexible bias. So we actually go up and touch, even though past 6, we do touch the median expansion of what we had projected from the 2 to 6 candle. And then we start to come down, and there's NFP. NFP is apparently bad for the market, and we break down. So let's go back to, are we in the 5 minutes? It's hiding from me, yes. Okay, so I wanted to undo this until here. not to confuse people. Okay. NFP happens at 8:30. We have some climb up until market opens, and we continue to the downside. I didn't participate. I came back and I thought I wanted to wait until 10 and see what happens. So let's go to 10 on the, nope, on the 1 minute. Sorry about this, all this scrolling. Okay, so I was disengaged. I was away from the market until 10 because I wanted to give NFP some time to do its thing. I might have come back here after the open, looking at it go. So we came back up. We made a fake breakout. Maybe we're turning, and then we're not. We broke down and continued to the downside. A lot of people caught this short, classical first fair value gap retest and then continue to the downside. Now what was interested in I was looking at the 4-hour chart, was that we did have a very important level here, a daily level, or you could see it on the 4-hour chart. So I marked it as a 4-hour level. This was what price was that? 20,983, and it was also in the daily chart. So this was an important liquidity level at the daily level and at the 4-hour level. So when this happens, you need to give price a little bit of time to decide where to go next. So I just added my levels, the statistical levels that we've been building in public together. Well, you've been seeing me building this together, and yeah, so we expanded to the downside. But initially I thought, hey, are we going to be bullish or bearish and break down and go down a lot? And I had no preconception, so I played a little bit with the levels. I was trying to see what's the level of, if this would be a bearish, where should we, so if we would be bearish, what would happen? Did they flip? Sorry, I picked the wrong one. This one. What if we were bearish 10 to 14? How would the levels change? And then we would escape open. We would expect a manipulation and down, but we didn't come down. We just moved straight down. So then I thought, okay, maybe we are doing a manipulation down first. And I set it to bullish. Yeah, so we breached, because it's a violent day, lots of volatility. We breached, 75% of the time we hit Q1, 50% of the times we hit Q2, which is median, and then only 25% of the times we go past Q3. Look at it. We did not go past it. So we're still in a case that's not an outlier. So we generally do not reach below this level. And in fact, we started turning. Still, I was not considering entering a short here or a long. Though I might have had I was looking for an inverted fair value gap maybe here, but there was one up here. In the 5 minutes, there was something that I had been considering. Let's see. Yeah, so actually I had this drawn for a long time, which was this inverted fair value gap. And I might have tried to long from here, one of the losses, I think. Yeah, I think so. I might have tried to long from here, and it did not work out. And let me show you what has worked out. So if from a market structure point of view, you need to understand that what happened, what was relevant was here. So we broke down, we came up and came down. These candles have been closed above the last unclosed candle, so this is a valid pullback. Once we close above this one, this is now a bullish scenario. So until we're breaking down below this low, the structure is bullish. That's what a lot of people did not get, including myself. So I had to process all this and find my way into the narrative, right? So we had this peak and we broke down. So now a lot of people were thinking, hey, there's been a breaker here. So now we're short. So people started shorting. Where's the breaker? Here. So some people started shorting, and you actually would be a perfectly good short if you took profit before this low, right? Okay, so then what did I see? That we came down and could not close below the low. We came up here, right? Broke down again, it came down. So now, if I show you the market structure on the 15 seconds, you get to be blown away. The so-called AFOP setup is three things, okay? There's an origin, let's say the last down move before the start of a huge move up, called this the origin of the move. In the origin of the move, you have to have a liquidity level that hasn't been touched yet. Here's the liquidity level. And over this liquidity level, you have to have a double bottom. So that's what makes up this very violent move, which, what's the story? The story is that somebody here decided this was the low and has invested a lot of money and a lot of orders to, buy there. And usually people with gigantic positions have not finished unloading or loading their position in one go. So they will redo it another time. So that's why this price becomes very sensitive. If it's a real origin, really defended by the market participants, then you can call it an algorithm or whatever you want. When this thing happens 3 times, right? So that's where you have the golden ticket, which is, okay, it gets close, cannot close below, it comes back again, and it does a flip, double bottom, in taking liquidity inside the origin. That's what me and my friends call the AFOP, which is basically the general structure of the market structure as explained by the NQ god, that's Andres Osorio, and you can look him up. I recommend it. And I'm always on the hunt for this setup. The reason why I'm on the hunt for this setup is that everybody's convinced we're going to go down by 100 points. And that's where the market turns. And it does not turn. When it does, when it's the real AFOP double bottom at origin, it does run for hundreds of points. So that's the golden ticket. Now I marked as this because this was my, how the trade should have done. Okay, let me tell you where I took profit. Because this is 260 points. You can call it maybe a, fake title. I'm going to call it 260 points long every day. No, it's not. I had to recover some drawdown. And so I was happy with only 75 points. And when I entered, I did add. So I did enter turtle soup. So it's true. I'll show you on the 15 seconds. I did enter on the 15 seconds. That is true. I could have had a 10-point stop, but I put a 20-point stop. So this is a 20-point stop. I did enter on this sweep, I think. I entered on this sweep. Yeah, so here my first entry was on this sweep. I could have put the stop at 6 points, but I did leave 20-point stop because I wanted to allow price to come even down here. I thought maybe we even weak it. I don't care, because if this is the AFOP, it's going to run hundreds of points. That was my thesis, right? And I managed, and then I added. So as soon as we closed above here, or when I saw a nice body close on the 15 seconds, I did add. And my original target was actually to hold until here, 90 points. I got a little bit psyched trying to decide when to, and in the end, I took profits year, and it was 75 points. Look, I'm not gonna complain. 75 points was an awesome trade. But then you zoom out and you realize you really caught the bottom of the day, and this would have been 230 run. That stings a little bit, to be honest, but if I can catch this sort of double bottom at origins more often, then it doesn't matter. 75 points runs are huge. As you know, I always say it, I learned it from one of my mentors. 10 points a day, you have a salary if you can be consistent. 15 points a day, you can be a millionaire. If you can do 70, then the sky is the limit. So I'm not worried too much about what could have been. Sometimes you wish you just let it run forever. And one day, as we were saying in the Discord, one day we'll do that. Anyway, that's what I have for you. What is it? 21 minutes? Okay, fair enough. Let me know if this is useful in any way. I did take some losses. I don't like to highlight my losses, but maybe we'll do a video on all the crazy and retarded losses I took. If you're interested, I ended in the green, which is good. This was taken on my personal account, by the way. And hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. And now the drop. I know you're waiting for it. Let me put it back. This 200. This is going to be in the screenshot. And then clickbait, as they say. Oh yeah, let's put this as the screenshot, right? Clickbait. Music. Okay. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon. It's been nice. Come hang out in our Discord, SBS Gang, and I'll talk to you soon. Here's the drop. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay. Ciao, ciao.